welcome back. I love y'all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, and subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that super thanks button down below. Super chats as well. I need to get a new hat. But this one's special. I got it in Kuwait. Another way, if you want to go and get into a get some free NFTs, buy that Steve Cannon high-end photography. Let me know if you're interested. So yeah, this is I've been asked to make this video for a while because VV Magic tagged me into a photo. Oh, VV Magic's doing a giveaway. Happy VV Shirt Day, feeling the magic at Disneyland. So I'm spreading it to a VV fan who wasn't able to get a Spider-Man standard variant comic from New York Comic Con. Just retweet, comment your favorite comic book on VV, and the winner is tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's really cool. I think if this is what I'm thinking, I think this is the bundle. It's like a $50 thing, which I think on eBay is going for like $100. I don't know if she knows what she's giving away. Well, please don't enter if you already have one. Share the love. All the love. Because we love VV Magic and her giveaways. I wonder how she's doing. Left her in a funny spot. Her knees would hurt. Anyway, so I asked to make this video for a while, so we're gonna do a Q&A at the end. We're gonna go over a little bit of some other news first. We got GrumpyCat that had a quite a bit of a $15,000 swap. Someone, I don't think they may or may not have got liquidated anywhere else. If you look at their wallet, their other wallet has clearly tons of money in somewhere else. But I'm not gonna dox this guy's wallet, but what this person has, most likely it's a he, is a large amount of a coin that I've never really heard of. I'm not going to go and talk about it, but it's of a coin that's like, why do you have this much in this coin? And if he's had it for more than 2 years or 2.5 years, it's done nothing but go down. So anyway, maybe just didn't see enough price action, but that caused GrumpyCat to go down about 16%. So it is a pretty decent buy-in. This is like, I know we're gonna get like accused of like malfeasance or whatever, because it's like the perfect time for like two of my whales have been kind of circulating, like, oh, I've been looking to get in, and now like I'll talk to one tomorrow. I'll be like, hey, it's a really good time to get in, because is that like a $3.75 million market cap right now? That's lower than it's been in a long time. So they get a very good, very, very good price point. If I had any money left over, if I do get David Hughes 40,000, if I get the number one gold and the gold and silver Iron Man, the number one of 50, 40,000 of that, like I said, 24,000 of it would go into the Omi ecosystem. So mostly Omi and then a couple of VV NFTs. But then what I would do is I would go and out of the other 16,000 that's left, I would just keep selling. Be advised, guys, I'm not working right now. My boss he had what I had a few weeks ago where I was like dying, but he has like diabetes, so his like I guess his immune system, it's really, really hard to kick other diseases, and it's just, he's had a very, very rough couple weeks. The week at Comic-Con, he was there like one day. This week we were only in the office for one day. So I would definitely keep most of that other 16,000, but I would probably get another $500 billion GrumpyCat, which would cost me about $2,000, give or take, which is fine. That'd bring it up to like a full trillion. I think that would be really cool. But yeah, the other stuff, I'd buy shoes that fit. I'm not going to go clothes shopping for a while because I've been on this diet. I've lost about 5 pounds in 4 days, so I'm very excited about that. I'm going soup, just grilled chicken, eggs, broccoli, spinach, protein shakes, and some peanut butter, just because, if you eat, one pound of grilled chicken is like 130 grams of protein. It's 750 calories. So if you eat 2 pounds of chicken, yeah, that's 1,500 calories. It's great, but you're really overloading on the protein. That would be like 268 or 278 grams of protein. That's really way too much. So like 1.5 pounds a day with like a protein shake, some peanut butter, you're still getting over 200 grams of protein, but then, you're not overloading. And then with the peanut butter, you get I mean, if I just eat another grilled chicken, if I have that, I will still be in a major caloric deficit. And I don't want to have that much, especially if I'm doing 2 days. Anywho, um, we're gonna talk about some Omi real quick, and this does go in line with the video of how much, how much does VV have, and I guess how much does VV and the Komi have together, because obviously, they are two separate companies. The Komi's actually lost 2 spots. They were at the number 3 spots, or the 120 spot the other day. They are numbered 123 right now, according to CoinGecko, and they are at 00087, down about 1.7%. But we have had more volume today, about 50,000, 48,000 more in volume, up to 717,000 in the day. But again, the chart just kind of looks like poop, just because there's not a lot of stuff going on. People kind of keep asking. Somebody asked me the other day. Oh, I went over it in a video with Aria Realty and Essence and Omi. Which one's gonna outperform which. And long story short, you can't really go and talk about what type of ROI Essence will get unless you get a firm price on it. If it comes out and it's like 1 penny, yeah, that'll like 100x. That could 500x. To $5. But if you go and you say, hey, this is going to start off at $1, I mean, it might only do maybe it does a 5x, if you're lucky. So it really depends on what that has. And again, right now, in order to go and buy the land, outfit it with jewels, and and do all that, it's not really worth it. Well, it still might be worth it to do it on Earth too, because this way you get ether, you can transform it into essence, and that's great. But it's that's still probably doable, and it's still probably viable, and you will probably make more money out of that. But be advised, if they go and surprise us and they're like, hey, end of Q4 or Q1, even Q1 of next year, suddenly Essence, opens up. Again, one, we don't know where it's going to start at. And 2, that's not really enough time to recoup some of the money that you've spent on land, on mentors, on jewels, and all that for the ether to then transform into the essence. Because right now that's the only way you can get it. If they go and they do that, it would have been better off just buying Omi at that time, or buy it on launch, depending on what it comes in at. So anyway, for Omi, the reason why I said this has a bearing on how much VV and Akomi has in their war chest is just because of the Omi that they have in business development wallet, which they haven't touched. They've just been burning. But first, I want to go over the revenue, and it's actually gone down over the last couple months. We're still averaging over 3 million a month, which is still great. But if you go out to May, it was like 4 million. June and July were like 3.5 million each. August was 3 million. September, you only had 2 million in revenue for VV, or not revenue, 2 million in gem purchases, I should say. So again, it's kind of like the first Planet of the Apes movie, where they go and they find the doll. Says, "Mama," it's like, why would an ape make a human doll? Because they view humans as crap, whatever, like secondary animals. And they go and they say, oh, they discover that the farther back you go in time, the more advanced the civilization. So like the farther back you go in time at VV, the more money that it's making, or the more money that it's grossing in top line revenue for the gem purchases. Whereas, again, as far as gem purchases go, that has been declining for the last couple months. And it's like, well, Chavez, didn't you say it's like a multi-billion-dollar company? How do you become a multi-billion-dollar company if you are only making, most recently in September, 2 million a month? That's really not a lot. Again, the average is still well above 3, and farther back you go. Again, we've had times where we had say a Matt Gondek. I remember one of his things. They made like $5 million in the drop, because in one day. So the revenues that they had were insane. Let's go to the what's the one that had the most? I think it was one of the Marvel Mighties. Because the Marvel Mighties, yeah, it was these guys, the Fantastic Four. So you have, and we'll do this real quick. So 28,909, hold on. 20,909 times 2. All right, so 57,818. Follow me on this for a second. Then you have the uncommon, so you have to add 19,909. Okay, and then you add how much for the Human Torch? Was there 14,909? And then you add, I think there was only 5,000 for the Doctor Doom. 4,999, which means 4,909. So you had 97,545 things. You multiply it by 13. Okay, that was only $1.2 million. It wasn't that much. Not that much. Like nowadays we're just like, hey, VV made 200,000 today and it's a good day. Whereas back in the day, they would do like multiple millions per week. So obviously gem purchases are much higher, but that's part of it. It's, you use that amount of money. And again, when David had this brilliant idea of saying, hey, we're going to go and act like every dollar we have is our last, which I know some people find annoying because they have, I don't know, let's say 30 employees, let's say 100K, a year. It's only 3 million a year, but that's only for 30 employees though. They definitely have more than that. I think it's 130, is it? Okay, so it'd be 13 million a year right now, based on their employees. If all 130 employees make 100,000 a year, which some make more and some definitely do not make that, that's what you're looking at right now. So that's what they have. So divide it into each month. They're really only looking at about like $1 million each month. However much they're promised, or again, the margins are very, very high. I would say about 60% margins, because for most businesses, let's say like construction, restaurants, whatever, it's like 30 to 40% margins, and you don't really have that for tech. Tech is just super, super high margin because it's a lot easier to scale out. You could have one dinner, let's say one salmon dinner or 10 salmon dinners. The cost is going to be about the same. But when you only have to make one product, and then that one product you can make thousands of times, say like Marvel Mighties or anything that they do, it's, again, the margins are just insanely high. And the money that they went and, they made throughout 2021, 2022, and even this year, again, I'm imagining they're having probably about tens of millions in the war chest. So take that in conjunction with the fact that, Chavez, I thought you mentioned Omi. Yes, I did. Take their Omi holdings in the business development wallet. Now I think they had about 30 billion in there, but I would say 25 because I want to be super conservative with it. And so, well, Chavez, aren't they going to burn 5.5 billion? Yes, they are. As soon as the gem liquidity pool is open, they're taking 5.5 billion Omi and they are lighting that on fire, never to be seen again. And it's out of the circulating supply. So let's say they have 20 billion after that. I just checked the price is 0.0087. So if we have 20 billion, Jesus, that's a lot, times 0.00087, it's about $17 million just right there in Omi, not including all the tens of millions of dollars that made the last few years. I would gather they would probably have, I'd say about 25 to 30 million in I'd say 25 to 30 million in the war chest, just in case for something happens. Because again, a lot of the money that they have used for licensors, they have used for, X, Y, and Z, and they could have easily gone and said, hey, we're going to sell some of the business development wallet. Like, let's say for like what Tesla does. Tesla go and, Elon Musk sells some of the stock in order to raise capital, in order to buy Bitcoin, which people are so stupid. They had gone and said, oh, Tesla like wrote down their Bitcoin. That means they sold. No, it doesn't mean they freaking sold. They did not sell any of their 312 million Bitcoin, however much they have. They don't have that much. $312 million in Bitcoin. No. Yeah, $312 million in Bitcoin. That's how much they have. Yeah, so they never sold. But anyway, he would sell the stock, and then he would use that to do other things. He would use that to hire people for Battery Day, to build new gigafactories. And some people have issues with it because they don't have that long-term vision. And some people are like, oh, hey, grow the company by all means, grow the employees. It would be super amazing to have a gigafactory in China. He did that, a gigafactory in Berlin. They're doing that. Texas right now is about to hopefully launch the Cybertruck, and I can get my truck next year. I've been waiting years for this. It's been 3 years. It's been 84 years. Comment down below if you get that reference. I'll just say it for you. It's Titanic. So I would be 100% okay if they decided to sell some Omi. But again, you probably don't want to sell it down here. It's super low. But again, if they needed to do that in order to grow the business, and let's say go from 130 to 200, 250 employees, that'd be fine. As far as growth, licensors, the only real big one that you could get to really make it grow, I would say, really is Pokemon. Sonic the Hedgehog would be cool. I don't think that's really a top priority for them. Harry Potter would be cool. So, I mean, we have most of the IP already. It's a powerhouse. All these IPs under one flag is absolutely ridiculous. But the amount of other IP, like, you could have, let's say, Crypto is probably the only one, because they have Star Wars, they have Disney, they have, um, He-Man, even Recur. Recur had not just Nickelodeon. When you say Nickelodeon, oh, it's one company, but no, you have Cat Dog, you have Hey Arnold, you have Rugrats, you have all Riptar, you have all of these different IPs under this one banner, and they had Star Trek, and they had Care Bears, and they had Hello Kitty, so they had major IPs. Still failed. So I'm not worried about anyone else outperforming us as far as IP, because it's proven that even if you have multiple major IPs, if the company's not run right, you're going nowhere. With that being said, I do want other things to happen. I want Cryptoids to be successful. I am worried a little bit about their about the money that they're making, or lack of money that they're making. Bear markets have clearly killed a bunch of these companies, and hopefully, they could survive, and then they'll do a lot better in the bull market. But yeah, that would be my guess. I would say between 25 and 30 million is how much they would have in the war chest for anything that comes along. I mean, again, you don't just burn $5.5 million worth of OMI, or however much 5.5 billion is, if you're doing poorly. And the CEO doesn't offer $40,000 for like it's not the physical, it's the digital version of the one of one Funko. That's insane. And then 15,000 if you get the all gold. Bear market, October, November, December, January, February. 4 to 6 months, I would say. Until we really start seeing some major movement. Oh God, excuse me. Any other things I have to go over? There's only 17 minutes. Let's see what we got. Since this morning, I did a video this morning. Probably not too much. There's a. I don't know if I should bring this up. Alex likes to post memes. I'll leave it at that. Pooskie's wife. Pooskie says, "Tell my wife to chill, and my VV vault is safe." Pooskie's wife, you need to calm down. No, I'm just, it's all good. It's all good. Some of the stuff I have because the series. Okay. Talking about airdrops. If you had the Genie, or like the Aladdin series or the Tinkerbell series, all three of them today, and you didn't yet receive an airdrop, if you have both of those sets, or one of them, you'll get an airdrop, a pencil for each of them. They're not sold out yet, so they'll continue to do this until it sells out. There's if I had some money, oh man, some of the Aladdin stuff, some of these first appearances of these characters are stupid cheap, like ridiculously, hilariously undervalued, and I want them, but gotta save. Silver, gold. Actually, there's number one. Yep. In case I didn't mention it, there is only number one for in the Funko drop. It's not like the gold and black. It's one of 50. Oh god damn! I don't know. I had to open the window. I'm dying. Oh, window's already open. Maybe that's the reason. But like the Mark 1, the Mark 2, like those won't all have one of 50s, one of 350s, whatever. There's only one number one throughout that whole series. Just in case I didn't mention that. Mr. 41.eth says, "Hey VV fam, I just picked up the X-Men the lowest printed mint added to my collection. Number 186 for the Hulk, Journey into Mystery, and the X-Men." So he has all of those grails. Absolute mad lad. Here's a better picture. Let me make this a little bit not as bright. And then yeah. Mr. 41 going for not just the lowest collectibles, but the lowest mints on the comics as well. Again, absolute mad lad. I love this dude. Interest. Yep. So Comics and Crypto had gone on and posted, did you know the public record for original Funko was this 2-pack Willy Wonka Comic-Con exclusive, which sold for $210,000 in July of 2023. Only 10 were ever produced, and David Yu says, this is why I have offered a fair price. Talking about the Funkos that he offered for. All right, who this? These IP, yeah. So another reason that Puddin' Cheeks brought up is that another reason why all of these singular IPs are failing, in Web3 is because their following doesn't follow them into Web3. They just kind of like their, Web2 stuff, and that's it. So you need someone like Veve in order to kind of hold the hand. So Veve having all the IPs is bringing the audience to them, which is a good point. And that's another reason why, Veve's still worth that, multi-billion-dollar market cap, is just because no other company can do what they're doing. The amount of people we have, which again is talking about growth before. Asia's not in. Asia, and this is Asia's probably going to be the. You're probably going to have another Dodger Profit. If Rashid Al Farooq comes in, his KYC got approved like last week, 2 weeks ago. He's busy. He's having fun doing his stuff. But if he really decides to come in, he could be the new Bezos man, the new Dr. Profit. Now, he only gets really high-end items. But again, he really only gets high-end items in the physical because, there's only so much space. There's a bunch of things that I bet he would want. But again, just the physical space is limited. He can just buy another house if he needs. Like, it doesn't really matter. But the digital stuff, that's just so different. You just have access to it so quickly. In the Arab money. Wes saying stack like there's no tomorrow. He has 35 Uncanny X-Men #1. So shout out to Wes for stacking that. Oh, look how beautiful I was. Oh, this is back in 2016. I had next to no hair. I was kissing a bottle of vodka because I was a raging alcoholic. Anyway, ooh, I can't talk about this guy yet because that's not public. I will. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Moving on. Be advised. If anyone has assets on BlockFi, some of you guys can withdraw now. There was an email that was sent out saying withdraw your assets. Now I have not confirmed this. This could be spam. This could be drain wallet. But the email says withdraw your assets, dear BlockFi client. We're excited to offer a valued priority clients a special opportunity starting from today, 20 October 2023. As a priority client, you can now withdraw your assets instantly and directly to your wallet, eliminating any waiting periods. This means quicker access to your funds, enhancing your financial flexibility and convenience. To get started, simply click the button below to visit the withdrawal page and begin the withdrawal process. Now, again, I have not verified that. It's just an email that's been floating around. I haven't really reached out, but I don't know anyone that said, yeah, this works. God forbid you click it in Drain's wallet. Try to verify first. Marco Flamethrower over on Instagram says, well done, Vegeta. So it's sale number 7,311 and lot number 16,180. This picture of Vegeta sold on October 20th, 2023 for $144,000. Now this does include the buyer's premium, which is usually 20%. Say 44, 14, so it's 28. So I would say this is about $116,000. Add the $28,000 on top of that for the buyer's premium. You're looking at $144,000. Again, absolutely wild. And this is what people will pay for really cool stuff. Now, obviously, this is from the episode Vegeta's Atonement, is where he goes and sacrifices himself trying to kill Majin Buu. And this it's one of the most beautiful moments in DBZ, saying like how, I've always wanted to catch you, Kakarot. I thought it was your friends and family that gave you the strength to fight. And I soon found myself with a family of my own, and my strength didn't increase at all. It's like that meme from War. It's like, I won, but at what cost? I love that meme. So he does that, and then he says, this is for you, Trunks, for you, Bulma, and even for you, Kakarot. And then he explodes into it's one of the most beautiful scenes, and this is just a drawing from that. I don't know who drew this. I don't know why this sold for 144,000, but again, one of those most famous moments in Dragon Ball Z. He's currently Majin Vegeta here. He's got the M on here, so he let himself fall under Babidi's spell. That gave him the strength to pretty much match Kakarot, or almost match him. Would have matched him if Kakarot hadn't gone Super Saiyan 3. Anyway, like I said, absolutely beautiful. Moving on, y'all. Getting the spread. Okay, that was it. Okay, let's get to the comments, shall we? All right. Mashi says first. Well, hello, Mashi. Bogar says, let's go, my favorite Peruvian. Are there other Peruvians in your life? Who do you know? Also, while I get this bread, I'm going to go and see if everyone here can go and smash that like button. I am the 25th like. It's a free way to help support the channel. You know the other non-free ways and all that jazz. Okay, here we go. Let's move on. Junior Sanchez is third. We love you, Randy. Oh, thanks, Junior. Mr. Planet Prophet, give me those eyes. Prayer hands. Veve Wheel says, I know there's no fourth, but let's go. You're fifth. Remember that song? Maybe this is just like in my area of Long Island. Like, first is the worst, second is the best, third is the one with the hairy chest, fourth is the one with the polka dotted dress. We always just like sing that whenever first through fourth in Mario Kart or Super Smash Brothers, whatever. It was stupid, but it's what I don't know where I learned that. I think my friend Justin taught me that limerick. Veve Wheel says, Mr. Planet Prophet, you beat me the fourth. Guess I'm fifth. You are fifth. Turtle says, let's go. 2 out of 2,999 odds for 40K. Thanks, Mr. U. It's 1 out of 3,000. Actually, it's like, so the odds of actually, because again, it's one out of 3,000, because there's only one number one for all 5 of them. So it's 3,000 total. 50 of them are the. It's like 1.69%. That it's 1.69% that the number one is even. The chase. The gold line. The 1 of 50. So even if if that number one is in that gold line, the 1 of 50, that's only a 1.69 ish % chance of it being that, and then to get it on top of that as another 1 in 50 or another 1 in 3,000, it's just the odds of getting it are exceedingly low. So don't be like, oh, this is gonna be my ticket. It's not like someone will get it, but likely even if you get the 1 of 3,000, that's still a 1 in 3,000 chance. And again, it's only this is like trying to find a Munchlax in Pokemon Diamond or Pearl or Platinum, whatever. So typically, if you want a Munchlax, you could try catching one in the wild is stupid in Platinum. You could have a Snorlax and just breed it. If it's a female Snorlax, it'll become a male Munchlax. So that's fine. But if you wanted to get a Munchlax, you have to go and leave sap on 1 of 10 trees. You could leave sap on 4 trees at a time. And one of these 10 trees will have a 1% chance of having Munchlax on it. So, you could get like a Heracross, you can get a Caterpie, you can get all these different types of Pokemon that will come on this tree if you leave sap on it. You wait 8 hours, come back 8 hours later. So that 1 in 10 chance, even if you pick the right tree to put the sap on, there's only a 1% chance that if a Pokemon comes in at all, there's only a 1% chance that it's going to be a Munchlax. And to make matters worse with this, it's not like you can just reset after the Pokemon are like done. And it's not like, okay, I played this, 10 years ago. This is my pattern. This tree is not it. This tree has, this tree has a 1% chance. No, it is randomized in every different game. It's not like when you open up Pokemon Yellow, oh, okay, great. There's a potion in the PC that I will withdraw. It's like, okay, well, we know that Misty's going to have a Star U and a Star Me. We know that Brock's going to have a Geodude and an Onyx. And it's like, okay, we know that the 5th tree is the one that has the Munchlax, 1% chance of Munchlax. No, it is not like that at all. It is random in every single playthrough that you have. You could do the same game, you could do your friend's game, it could be the first one, the 8th one, it does not matter. It is random every single playthrough, and it's not random when you start going to the trees. It's randomized at the beginning of the game. And the in-game clock knows, oh, let me go and move the time ahead 8 hours. You can't do that. I mean, you could do that, but it's 8 hours of in-game play. It is the most frustrating, impossible, rude way to try to get a Munchlax. Just breed a freaking Snorlax. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm getting way off topic here. What was I even talking about? Oh yeah, the near impossibility of this being the number one being in the 1 of 50 and you getting it. Whew, sorry about that. I just went off on a huge tangent. Candace Bevan, hi. Eddie Almeida says, "What up, homies? Yo, what up? What up?" Candace Bevan, I might have, so I 8:15. I might have been 8:15 and 55 seconds, but I did it. I was on time. Darth Chaos, hello there. Ah, General Darth Chaos, Smarty Princess, let's go. Let's get this bread. Jason Pena says, "Hey yo, let's go. What's up, Wheels? Happy Friday. Happy Friday, everyone. Hope you're all doing well." Oh, my diet's got me hungry. I'm so freaking hungry. I do do the intermittent it is wild when you say, "Hey, I'm going on a diet," or I'm going to lose weight. How many people suddenly become fitness instructors and suddenly are nutritionists? And I get it. You can learn things along the way, but it's like, oof, it's wild to see that. It's like watching World Star. If you ever go to like worldstar.com, when everyone's going World Star, it's just, if you go on there, it's wild to see how many people are so willing to fight when they have no idea how to fight. Been a boxer before. In the military. I know what I'm doing. I got this. Potential Human says, "There's a potential human greeting. Press thumb icon to indicate appreciation for human Randy. Living in your screen once more." Oh, thank you, potential human. Meow, meow, meow. But yeah, I do the intermittent fasting. Usually eat between 12 and 8. Sometimes a little bit earlier, sometimes, it depends. But I'll keep it within 8 hours. You don't have to do that. You don't have to keep it within 8 hours. You could keep it within 12 hours. You'll still get those benefits. And the benefits, you do get a little bit more benefits if you eat, 11, 10, 9, 8, but the difference between the benefits between, oh, I'm going to fast, an 8-hour window and a 9-hour window are fairly minimal. So there's not a ton of reason to do it. 100 Hops is shared to Mint Hunters community. Oh, thank you. Charles Delgado says, "Yo, what up? Have you heard of Palm merging with Candy NFT? I was running low on funds." I don't know why they merged. I haven't really looked at Candy at all. I could picture Palm running low on funds because what do they do? Like one comic a week or one every other week? I don't picture them doing that well. I think somebody asked me a while ago. I think I was drunk too. How many of these companies are going to survive? And someone asked Palm, and I was like, I don't know. I don't think so. Because again, you're one trick pony. You have comics, and that's it. And they're not on VV, and if you're not on VV, that's already -1. Yeah, I could picture Palm and Candy doing something like that. But again, I don't really know much about Candy. I don't know what other IP it has. I don't know the platform it has, how much people spend on it, even what blockchain it's on. But yeah, you expect a bunch of these mergers these types of mergers to happen. Modern Rob says, "Hehehe, VV wheels." John Air Max RP says, "Yo, GrumpyCat Coin brothers. Hello, GrumpyCat Coin peeps." Still can't get rid of this cough. I don't know why. Pound Prophet says, "Number 77. $5 Vaderman. Wait, number 77. But then you said 5. And there's a Death Vader mint up for 199. I assume you mean like the uncommon. Let's check. Let's check Vader. Okay, let's put Darth because Vader clearly has Okay, here we go. We'll do the common. Dark Lord Sith. What did you say, number 77? I don't know if that's going to be worth it. Okay, well, it's not for the common. Okay, we'll try the uncommon. Beware the dark side. Okay. Wow, uncommon only $31. Okay, it's not that. Wait, there's no way you put the ultra rare up for 199. That's let me know what your either whatever you put up got bought, or yeah, I'm confused with that. Mark Dulevsky says, GrumpyCat, join us, Randy. Subscribers, many of us have turned to the grumpy side. Still love Omi and VV, no doubt about it. Yeah, like I said, we're gonna have, one of those whales tomorrow might get peaked at this interest, like, oh, this is a low market cap, and yeah, they might. I'll keep y'all posted. Hopefully it doesn't, like double, by tomorrow. In which case my whale might be like, I don't know. Jason Pena says, Rip Pasta number 55 Simba for $2.99 doll hairs. Rate this buy, please. Okay, I will rate it. Well, Simba's really good, and there are not a lot of sub 100s on Simba. If I remember correctly, I think there's 2 left. And my most recent whale bought 1 or 2 of them at the $200 mark. So okay, well, $2.99. All right, and 55 is really good. Okay, let's see what we got here. There are 24.94, which means 24.04. And Simba 33, so if it's a really good character too, and it's animated, but even if it wasn't animated, so times 6, 180, let's say 190, well, let's say 200, should be about what it is. But again, my math it's a really big character, and my math, this formula kind of breaks down when it's a really popular character, because, the cheapest option you have is $490, and currently, I don't think anyone's going to pay that. At that point, I think you get a Todd for $490, but it's a 2-mint Simba. 2-mint Simbas are no, I'm good. It's a 2-digit Simba. That's Rudy's got the 41, so no one's ever getting that. What did you say, $2.99? That's fair. I would say it's 55. It wasn't like number 90 something. It's 55. The double repeating. I think that's fine. That's fine. Fine by. His opinion says, Randy, we have 6 months to redeem Iron Man. Speculation on resale market in 5 months. It depends on which one it is. I would say for if it's for the common, the one of 1,500, a couple dozen dollars maybe, and it depends if you already redeemed the code. $30. I know that's like, well, Chavez, I spent 150 on it. You're saying that I'm only going to get $30 for it? I was like, well, if it's just the physical and the digital's already redeemed or can no longer be redeemed, yeah, I don't know how many people are going to want that. Apparently, the gold line in Funko in general, Funko people don't really want it. Obviously, the rarer ones, the one of 350, that'll go for several hundred. Say, the one of 50, and again, we're just talking about the physicals. The one of 350, the second rarest, that'll go for a couple hundred. The one of 50 will probably go for likely go for several hundred. Like multiple hundreds. But again, those are the physicals. The other ones, like I think the Mark 1 is the second from the bottom. That'd be like the uncommon. I don't know. Mark 1's really cool, but it's 18 inch. I don't know. I mean, that would probably be low retail as well. I think the middle one, whatever one that is, I think that one's the gold. I think that one might be the gold, the all gold. That might be about retail, maybe a little bit under. The chase is really the one of 350 and the one of 50. Those ones are going to be super coveted. But again, just my opinion. Prince Toby says, Randy is the VV fam equivalent of Florida Man. Randy is the VV equivalent of Florida Man. Always doing something weird. Sometimes involves alligators. Or in our case, alligator Lokis. Dude, somebody sent me a picture like a year ago. I forgot about it until, oh man, did I? Oh no. I had this really cool picture the other day that I thought I screenshot. Maybe it was before Comic-Con? Mm-mm. It was likely not before Comic-Con. I take a lot of screenshots, take a lot of pictures. Um, oh, okay. All right. And honestly, I'm on a diet now, but dude, a mac and cheese chocolate chip cookie sounds so good. Oh my God, that sounds amazing. Um, yeah, I don't have it. Basically, it was I'll see if I have it on Snapchat. Flashback from I don't even know when. No, it was basically it was a alligator Loki in a Tesla Cybertruck, and it was really cool. But yeah, Walrus King says, "Yo, Randy, what up, Walrus King? How's it going?" Abe says, "My guy, I got into Omi because of you and Crypto Rain. Still dollar cost averaging. Curious though, would you have a second to look at Stoned? They have approval to accept crypto payments through Coinbase e-commerce. Take a look real quick. I don't know anything about it, but I'll just give a general look-see here. Up 12% on the day. $5,300 makes it go up 12% on the day. Fully diluted valuation is $319,000. Oh yeah, this is trading like a super penny stock. It's only been out since it's only been out for a couple days. It's only been out since the 4th. Been out for 3 weeks. All right, let's try to learn what it is. Only on Uniswap. Okay, all right, fair. Yeah, I don't know what this is. Maybe if I check it on Uniswap and I look at what Stoned is, maybe I can learn a little bit about it and see what it's like there. Honeypot and okay, all right. So security here. Token security is no honeypot. It's open source. 0 reports have reported this pool suspicious. Okay, that's cool. It is anti-whale. It is anti-whale modifiable. It's blacklisted, balance modifiable. Can't be bought. Can't sell all. External call. Okay. Creator balance 25K. Okay. Okay. Owner percentage. Slippage. Okay. No. Okay. Seems fine. There's no airdrop risk. Violations. Blacklisted. There's no buy tax. This seems fine. I don't know what it is, but yeah, this is insanely low. Again, without knowing what this is, if somebody said, "Hey," if somebody I trusted said, "Hey, put $1,000 into it," but yeah, all right. Super chat coming in from Lori Bradnar saying, "Queen Veve in the house, free go, Queen Veve." Lori, I miss you. Funny pictures and videos of us. I will send you those comics tomorrow. They're over there. I need some cardboard. So I have an old um, case of White Claw over there that I can't drink now because I'm on a diet. So anyway, again, I don't know the team. I don't know if they're doxxed for Stone. I'd much rather get GrumpyCat, but again, that's just because I know the GrumpyCat team. I know the top wallet holders. I don't know the way this is. How it's gonna, how many holders are there, and even if I didn't know how many holders there were, I don't know exactly how many. I just didn't know them in general, so that's why I'd be a little hesitant. But it seems fine, and it seems an insanely low market cap. So there's a lot of room for growth. There's a lot of room for that to run. Oh, no, where was I? Hey, Florida man. Okay. Pasternak says, none of your whales want my mint number 57 Wonder Woman for $3.99. Listen, for the drinking? Oh, for the comments. Okay, gotcha. I thought you meant like, gotcha. Ha. Okay. Where was I? Before I was so rudely distracted. No, it wasn't really. Okay, 57 Wonder Woman. I assume that means first appearance. I'm assuming. Assume. I love and hate the way Australians say assume because I just, yeah, I don't know, it's weird. So Wonder Woman, so all right, the first appearance of her, I think they made like 9,999. So there's a lot. So that does make the two-digit mints very, very, I really like them. Even the three-digit mints are really good. So it's 34, and what is she? She's a common, so 34. I would say that's actually a pretty good, that's actually a good deal. Number 57 Wonder Woman for 399. That is a good deal. And that is the first appearance of her. The only thing I think that really takes her down a notch is that I remember even my ex, I was like, oh, here's first appearance Wonder Woman. She's like, oh, it's cartoony. And I was like, yeah, I know. But if it was like, if they had like DC Mighties, if they, because some are cartoony, like the Supergirl or one, not the first appearance Supergirl. First appearance Supergirl, it looks okay. But then you have like the cartoon Supergirl, the one that Wendy Lopez had as her profile pic for a while. And then you have like a voluptuous Supergirl and a voluptuous. Oh, well, that Supergirl, that's more like a mom, like a muscle mommy Wonder Woman. But which is what I think of when I think of Wonder Woman. I mean, Gal Gadot did get super jacked for it, but I think of like Diana like taking her sword and just hecking people up. Like there's a comic where I think it was Green Lantern, asking Wonder Woman is like, oh hey, you need a hand, and then Wonder Woman's like, no, I'm not like Superman. That when I have an enemy, I deal with them. And I was like, oh. Mommy. Anyway, that is a good deal. It's just right now things are fairly, gems are scarce. Like like we went over at the beginning of the video. The amount of gem buying each month has declined. It's actually September. You had half the amount of gems bought than you did in June and July, which is it's a significant difference. So there's not as much going in. Now, obviously, some people are just stacking gems. They have it. Some people are waiting for like another Black Swan event for them to really deploy that capital. But yeah, like people are very, very selective about what they want. Like there's some guy that wants me to buy, or one of my whales to buy, where is it? It's Cosmo, I think. Yeah. He wants me to buy, or one of my whales to buy a Cosmo from Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, obviously, I have one because I love dogs and I love the Marvel Mighties and I love Cosmo, and I love Russians. So it all makes sense. And very, very cheap, or not cheap. 850 editions, which means 760. So there's not a ton. The floor is at $70 right now. And he's like, I'll lower it to 110. It's a sub 100. He's like, I'll give you this sub 100 Cosmo for 110. And if we're being like completely honest, I was like, listen, you could get another Rocket for that, and Rocket is infinitely more popular than Cosmo. There's less of him. I know you're offering a two-digit, but again, when it comes to people that are going and spending hundreds of dollars. And I get it for whales, a lot of times really not that big a deal, but now again, even whales, I don't want to say tightening, but they're just more selective about what they buy. They're not just buy any old things. Like, okay, now it's time to buy the Grail. So I think one of them has multiple Secret Rare Spider-Man because they're like $4,500 now. But again, that and Wonder Woman is part of the Trinity. The Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. Easily the most popular female superhero out there, and again in the top 3 of DC in general. I would say you just might have to give it a while. How long, I don't know. And let me know why you were looking to sell. What were you trying to buy? What do you need gems for? Because that's a pretty good collectible. But yeah, it's just my opinion. Moving on. TV time. Let's GrumpyCat. Yeah, GrumpyCat to the moon. The real Chandy Rabbit says, I've done the calculations and one Monopoly dollar is worth 0.001143. This means Omi. I'd worth less than Omi's worth less than a fake currency. Not anything. I love Omi. Just want to be worth more. Um, I don't know how a monopoly dollar is worth 0.001. I mean, I'd love to see the I'd love to see the math. I'm not calling you a liar. It'd just be easier to take on those who doubt you if I saw the math. Realm Orb says oink. Yeah. Oh my god, it's a good evening. Where's that from? The Mummy. The Mummy 2, where Eva and Alex and Jonathan and I guess Mr. O'Connell, they go in, Rick, and they find they're trying to look for the bracelet of something for Emotep so they could go and raise their anyway. And then the big jacked looking black guy says good evening, and I was like, oh, sorry, it's a good movie. Prince always says, how's Mr. Tweet Tweet? When will he return to the channel? I haven't kept up with Mr. Tweet. Like, we didn't exchange, like, socials. I don't have his information. I don't have his or his potential partner's information. But maybe one day, when I'm strolling along in the park, and I see a bird in peril, or a bird, tossing his fledgling son out the nest, so that it may fly and poop on people. Maybe it will be Mr. Tweet Tweet. I I love that meme where it's like, one day you're driving, it's on a rain-soaked highway or rain-soaked road, and you see a squirrel, and you swerve to you don't want to hit the squirrel, and like you crash your car, and unbeknownst to you, the squirrel pledges a lifelong life debt or a lifelong pledge to you that he will help, and then one day, when you say the wrong thing to someone at the bar and three people are kicking your ass, suddenly the squirrel appears out of nowhere with an army of squirrel. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't a meme. Maybe it was like a TikTok. Or maybe I'm just adding things to the meme. But yeah, the squirrel comes in a suit of armor with a sword. Maybe that'll be Mr. Tweet Tweet. Simon Hodge says, stay grumpy. Always. Jason Lawrence says, my man. What up, fam? Thanks again, Randy, for the hookup. Of course. Yeah. Randy. Ooh, my order's on the way. Hello, Randy. Your order has been shipped. The tracking number is listed below. Please note, items may be shipped in multiple shipments. So I had to have multiple shipments because for whatever reason, and I've told this before, but for whatever reason, the Funko website wouldn't let me order two. I had to order one, it went through, and then I ordered another one, and it went through. I don't know why it wouldn't let me order two. It was the stupidest thing. Okay, so here's my tracking. How do I track? How do I track? Oh, mother fudger. Okay, that's the order number. Okay, tracking number is UPS. Stay safe. Avoid fraud and scams. We could not locate the shipment details for this tracking number. Details are only available for shipments made within the last 120 days. I don't know how, like, it's literally the tracking number they gave me. I don't know why they would think I'm lying. Like, I just typed it, or maybe it's because I hashtagged it. It says hashtag, so maybe if I get rid of the hashtag. Nope. It did not help. I hope nobody steals this. Oh, wait. Okay, no. It went somewhere, and then it didn't. So we're going to track this. We're going to do this again. Because I don't know, it went somewhere. Okay, here we go. The delivery date will be provided as soon as possible. Okay, we're good. You have to hit it. You have to delete the first number, punch it in again, hit it. It'll say no. Then you click the back button, and then it'll say the delivery date will be provided as soon as possible. So I will keep you all posted. John M says, hi, Randy. How you doing today? I'm doing all right. I told Twitter this morning I was going to do as many squats as I could until I collapsed. And it was, so I said that, I might only do around one, I said I was going to do body squats. So when I said I might only do 400, people were like, you can't squat 400 pounds. Like, no, that's not what I said. I said, I'm going to do body weight squats, as in no weight, not even the bar. And I was going to try to do just 400 reps. I did 507 reps, and I was fairly close to collapsing, but my knee just said, it was gonna, like, we're gonna commit seppuku, and we are going to you're gonna pop. Your knee's gonna be a hashtag if you keep going. So I was like, okay, I'll listen to my knee. So I did 507, and I did it in 37 minutes. I was pretty close to, the last couple. I was like, oh. I did 100 at once, and then I did 50, and then I did 10, then I did 10, and I kept doing that until I was doing 5 at a time. And then I was doing, at the end, I was literally doing 3 a clip. It was, and like the last 3, I was like, legs were shaking. Legs were shaking. Like, no, I'm not gonna say that. You know what I mean? And then I had a pound and a half of chicken, broccoli, vitamins, water, protein, all that jazz, and some peanut butter. The real Chandy Rabbit says, what's your opinion on AI generated voice videos? Like all those videos of AI Trump, Obama, and Biden doing something like gaming, go to school together and play. So I think it's called the Presidential Discord on TikTok. It is some of the funniest, hysterical things that I've seen. It's, they're playing video games, playing Call of Duty, and it's usually Bush, Clinton, Obama, and Biden. And they always, I'm gonna get canceled for this. They always do, like, they joke about things that probably shouldn't be joked about, and it's the funniest. Bush is like the funniest, where somebody says something. Oh, look at that. I don't know. Trump will make fun of like Biden's male genitalia, and then Bush will come in. Oh, look at that floppy woppy bing bong. Like every time someone makes fun of someone else, Bush will say something something bing bong. Or like, I don't know, Biden will call Trump fat, and he'll be like, oh, look at that fatty whitey bing bong. Something like that. It's exceedingly hilarious. I would highly recommend. I don't even know what it's called. I think it's called like the Presidential Discord or something. I don't even know if they make videos anymore. But I love those. AI and ChatGPT. If you know how to work it, it's like Google. Some people have good, Google foo, where they know exactly how to prompt it on what to search, and some people just search the wrong thing. It's like, okay, we're not finding this because you're asking like a freaking Riri. So if you correctly use ChatGPT and say, ooh, I can't say that. If you go and let's say use it for, hey, talk like Vision from Age of Ultron. It will give you something along the lines based on that. And it's like, okay, this could be interesting. But if you say, talk like Vision from the MCU, pretend you're and then answer my questions like that, it goes a little bit deeper, and, it broadens the movies. Well, then if you say, okay, talk like Vision, or pretend you are Vision from both the Jonathan Hickman's New Avengers, Young Avengers run, and, if you get really specific with it, then they go and it gets you really, really good. So if you say, okay, let's say if you're Jordan Peterson, or if you said like, hey, pretend you're Jordan Peterson and write another book called 12 More Rules for Life, and do it in a way in which, Jordan Peterson has just taken a bunch of mushrooms, do whatever. The stuff that it gives you, if you didn't know it was ChatGPT, you likely would not be able to tell that Jordan Peterson didn't write it. Like it's that good. The voices are off. They're very, very close. For example, I've seen stuff with Joe Rogan. I've seen stuff with Trump. I've seen like the voices that it sounds not exactly like them. I was like, oh, if I didn't really listen to Joe Rogan, or if I didn't listen to, Jocko Willink, or if I didn't listen to any of these guys fairly regularly, and I heard that, I was like, oh, is that this person? Because it does sound just like them, but if you know who they're portraying, or if you know their voice really, really well, you're like, wait, you have that like uncanny valley feeling, and it's not them. Now, obviously, that's going to get better, as time goes on. right now it's fine. Right now it's fun. But that is potentially one of the most dangerous things, like in the world. Like, could you imagine going to like, because it looks like their mouths are moving, and obviously anyone under the age of 40 can tell. Like, wait, your mouth's it's a little weird. You're not, But if you go in and video chat, like Skype, like a 60 plus senior citizen, they're probably not going to know that something's off. They might think, oh, you sound different. Oh yeah, I've had a cold. And even though, like, let's say you could read my lips and I'm doing like this, their mouth would go like that. And the old person was like, oh, something's going on with your mouth. What's up? I was like, oh yeah, that's it's just glitching. I have bad internet right now, so you're seeing a really messed up thing. Um, it's fairly easily explainable to someone that's not really that depth. They're technologically inept a little bit. Um, so that could get really, really dangerous really, really quickly. Uh, yeah, that could get super dangerous. Um, I don't know any good way to combat that, especially for older people. If, again, like I said, if you're under a certain age, it's fine. You'll be able to tell. But if that technology gets good enough, and have a lot of fraud, or have a lot of bad times. I don't know what to do about it. And one says 100x Omi is 8 cents, $23 billion market cap. 100. Is that what we have? A 230. Yeah. It's 236. Which is fine. I think that's a little low, to be honest. I do expect the market cap to be a bit higher, and like I said, that 23 billion on market cap is not including the burns. So the 8 cents would likely be, with the burns, it'd probably be a bit less than that, because there would be less of them. I think we actually get more than that. I think we get more than 8 cents, quite a bit more. Dono says, what do you think of weapons in the VV verse? I don't know what would qualify as a weapon. Like, I don't know if anyone remembers, the first Ninja Turtles movie, where it was pretty good. The parents started complaining, like it's like they didn't know what the freaking Ninja Turtles were. Parents started complaining, oh, it's too violent. They have all these weapons. I don't want my kid watching that. So in the second movie, yeah, they still like attack, but they're attacking with like kid toys and cabinets, and you're not really attacking with their weapons as much. But again, mostly in VV is a lot of guys, so I really don't see a ton of, and again, there's not a ton of kids on here, so I really don't see a lot a lot of complaining. Well, certainly, I mean, you have who do we have that? I mean, Batman beats people up, like, and he makes them bloody. He breaks collarbones. He breaks people. We don't have Bane yet, but same thing. And not that you're gonna be able to use them as for a game in the VV verse, but Elektra kills people all the time. Daredevil's a good Catholic boy, so he doesn't usually. Um, Deadpool, Deadpool, Deadpool literally killed an old couple just to take their tickets to the gala to give them to this girl that was like dying of cancer or suicidal or something, and it's like, okay, I get the sentiment. Hey, you guys have lived your life, and this girl, we gotta give this girl something. Although, yeah, Deadpool's like one of the most R-rated characters in Marvel. Maybe Punisher is a little more R-rated. When Punisher mighty. So same thing with Wolverine. Wolverine gets it on with girls. Wolverine just, I don't know who's killed more people. Deadpool, Wolverine's lived a lot longer. But Deadpool is a mercenary, and Wolverine, as part of the Avengers at one point, he definitely slowed way down on the killing. Yeah, he was an Avenger. He was heading, the head of Professor X, School for the Gifted. He was doing a lot of stuff. He had his own Wolverine stuff that was going on. So he was actually taken off the Avengers because he was so busy at one point. But yeah, I think weapons are fine. I don't really see anyone having major issues with it. Not right now, anyway. Prince Obi says, "Bro, just called Wonder Woman Muscle Mommy." I mean, you know, she's she's super yoked and she could crush you in between her thighs. All right, I'm sorry. Lori Brenner says, "When I have an enemy, I deal with them too." Love my 888 OG Wonder Woman. Ooh, yeah, get it, Lori. Now a little scared to be Lori Brenner's enemy. Sandbox says, "Do you think DC will create some game in the VVverse using their collectibles?" I hope so. I don't think that's on their. It's not a top priority for them though. I don't think right now. Prince always says, as a frequent enjoyer of the AI President's one YouTube channel, I'd highly recommend is Saint Splooge, a full-on hour-and-a-half AI President voice move that was made, and it's actually pretty great. All right. That sounds interesting. Prince Toby says, also Ben Shapiro and Xi Jinping were the villains. YouTube is truly a wild place. I just farted. Oh, that's amazing. Gotta love Ben Shapiro and Xi Jinping. He let some things go that should not be let go. Anyway, I'm super excited to have been with you guys for an hour. I know I haven't been streaming as much. I've been busy working out. I've lost a lot of everything. Oh God, who are these people? I'm gonna get back to messages. But that's it. That's the show. We're done in the comments. We went through everything we kind of wanted to go through. So yeah, please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. I would say goodbye to Dashie. Bye bye, Dashie. I love you guys. Goodbye. Meow 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 meow. Give me